Hey yogis, and welcome to this week's LBY class. If you haven't already voted on our summer schedule, look out for an email or see that portal link. You can email me to decide if we're going to have some short form classes for the summer to continue the long form 60-minute classes, or to alternate between the two. So be sure to weigh in by June 22nd. This is 2024. I have been so delighted, by the way, to hear that so many of you right away are just like telling me how much you value the 60-minute classes. My analytics, I thought, were telling me otherwise, but I'm glad to hear that you still value them. So welcome to the mat today. Let's start in a seated position. Allow your energy to settle. Using breath as a tool to become grounded. To connect to the earthiness of that sounding breath. There's a texture in the friction of Ujjayi. As we come into ourselves to engage in this healing practice today, I'll share a small intention for you. This comes really from my own life. I'm just navigating some complicated stuff. I don't like to get personal, but I'll share that it's with my stepdaughter, just in case that helps somebody else. But the guiding kind of like beacon of wisdom for me has been the mantra, what would love do? So if we are the embodiment of love, what do our reactions or our responses look like? Remembering that even love can set boundaries. So if that applies to you in any way, well, I hope it does in some level. Whether or not it does, take a moment, internalize that, or set an intention of your own for today. Let us first empty all the way out, and then we'll come back in with a breath and sing an Om. Chant the vibration. So exhale and empty all the way. Use all of your body to get the air out, 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 out. And then take it in, fill up, sit tall. Let's take one hand to the belly, one hand into the chest, and we'll engage in a bit of two-part breathing. So sitting very tall, let's take a breath to the belly first. Allow the belly to expand and soften. Even the pelvic floor softens now. And then exhale again from the belly. As you exhale all the way out for the last couple of seconds of the exhale, feel free to engage the pelvic floor muscles. A little bit of squeezing, like you're stopping the flow of urine, or number 2. On the inhalation, again, a real radical softening as you inhale just to the belly for now. And then an exhale, emptying all the way for the last couple of seconds. It's like a Kegel exercise for the pelvic floor. Engagement, but not stress. And as you inhale, it's a radical softening. How much can you let go? Just to the belly now. Again, exhaling all the way. Light engagement of the pelvic floor. This time as you breathe in, it's part way to belly, part way to the heart. Big breath. Softening at the pelvic floor. Then as you exhale, it's from the chest first. And then from the belly, emptying at the pelvic floor even. Reverse it, soften as you inhale to belly, and then chest. Exhale from chest and belly, and pelvic floor. Take a few more rounds quietly at your pace. Another full cycle this way. Get empty. Now as you inhale, let's send the arms forward. It's still a big softness and expansion as you breathe in. And then exhale, draw the arms out wide and all the way behind you. Stay here. Inhale to your heart, a little back bend if you want it, hands behind. And then exhale, chin to chest. Let's roll all the way down. Again, uncurl, inhale. Now open the arms, reaching up. Exhale, arms come down, roll the chin, roll the spine, and empty. Last time, uncurl, expand, open wide, reach up. Exhale, arms down, chin to chest, roll, roll, roll. Find the bottom. Uncurl back into neutral spine. Let's extend the legs out in front. Just get some energy into the ankles. Roll them out. Other direction too. Send the legs back. Move on to all fours. We're going to send the fingers out wide. Hug the belly in as you rock yourself side to side. Point the fingers back, and as you do, we're actually going to push the ground, dome the upper back, and then exhale, send the chest down. So this is really a warm-up for our shoulders. Push down, dome the back, exhale, chest comes down like you're sinking into the joints. Do that a few more times. Up and down. Let's go for one more. And then find a natural feeling position, but tip yourself back, so stretch the wrists, breathe to it. Soften the neck whenever you can. Back to neutral. Send the fingers forward. You can even be on fingertips for a second. You're going to tuck your toes, lift the knees, And then round through the spine. So you're flexing the back, rounding it, and the heels can lift. It's all right. Let's breathe. Walk the hands in closer, straighten the legs, take a fold. You might bend one knee at a time. Rocking the head to grow long through the cervical spine. Send your heels down, hands to shins, lengthen the back. And then exhale, tip forward. Walk your hands to the top. We'll find downward facing dog now, spreading the fingers and pedaling out through the legs. Walk your feet halfway up, press the chest towards your knees. Rock to the heels, lift the toes, look forward, and then tippy toe to the top of the mat. Lengthen the back. Fold down once more. Lead with your heart as you stand tall. And find neutral spine position, Tadasana. Okay. Hands to the chest. You can take a moment acknowledging that intention we set. How would love move? Part of love is stability. The rock, the mountain represented right here in Tadasana. Let's take a moment, internalize it. Get empty. And then release the arms. Step your feet a little wider and we're just going to spin left and right, warming up the back this way. Can you start lifting your chest even more, like you could send the shoulders down the back or onto the back. Okay, pause at forward, take the arms out wide, and like we did last week, you're going to reach up and just satisfyingly stretch to one side. Anything goes. And then up and over to the other side. I'm allowed to feel good in this practice. Back through the middle, reach up. Let's take the feet back together now. Gaze high, palms together. And exhale, take a dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step your left foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, right foot to the back of the mat. Exhale, lower the knees, send the heart forward a little bit as you lower all the way down. Untuck toes, come on into cobra, it can be a small one. Exhale, dip low, roll into child's pose, hips to heels. Walk the hands over to one side. And over to the other side. And back through the middle. Spread your fingers. Come on into downward facing dog.
Let's get onto the toes. Send the hips over to the left. Almost like you're going to take a side plank, but we're not quite. Both hands are rooted. And then look forward. Step the right foot between the hands. Step the feet a little bit wider apart. We're going to climb right up into high lunge today. Interlacing the fingers low behind. Lift through your heart. And let the knuckles ride down the leg. Keep the interlacing, stand up tall, step in a little with the back foot, set both heels down. Hips are pointing forward. You're going to fold over this front leg in a kind of pyramid shape, and the knuckles lift overhead. Come on up to flat back, let the fingertips land. You're gonna actually launch onto the right foot, left leg hovers, and a lot like last week, we're just gonna hang in a warrior three prep kind of position. So that left leg floats, a lot of energy there. Trying to lift the heart and grow the body longer. Let's connect to breath. Could be on blocks, you don't have to be. Maybe you're still on fingertips. But can you feel light in your heart? A couple more breaths. Okay, one last shape from this. You're gonna roll that left hip open, start pouring weight into the right hand. Okay, you could keep the grip with your left hand, or if it feels appropriate, lift the left arm for half moon position. Gazing where possible, down, sideways, or if you can, all the way up. Take a breath in. Come back down to warrior three prep, and then step to the top of the mat. Fold over your legs. Lead with the heart. Arms go wide, palms touch overhead. And back to mountain. Solidity, stability. Okay, join the feet together. Get empty. Inhale, reaching overhead. Exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, the right foot steps back. Inhale, the left foot back, plank pose. Exhale, knees come down, heart goes forward, so do the hips. Elbows point back as you slowly lower. Untuck as you lift to cobra. Could be pretty high now. Shoulders draw back. Exhale, dip down low, come onto the knees, and this time Anahatasana. Walk the arms forward, find that puppy pose. Sits bones rolling up. Inch your hands back in. Let's
Spread the fingers, find downward facing dog. Come on to toes, send the hips over to the right. Almost like it's going to be side plank, but it's not because that left hand is still firm. Let's breathe. All right, back toward neutral, looking forward, step the left foot between your hands. Step the feet a little farther away from each other so you can get really stable as you climb up. Interlacing hands low behind. Okay. Try to find freedom through the chest as the knuckles slide down and down. Keep the interlacing, come back up to neutral. Take a small step in with the back foot, send the heel down. Hip points are forward, lift the chest. You'll fold over this left leg, kind of like a pyramid. Okay, look forward, come onto fingertips, back heel lifts. Launch yourself into a floating right leg. The fingertips could be under the shoulders, or you can have your hands on blocks. Strong, even hips, a lot of energy through that top leg. Trying to feel light through the heart, longer and longer through the body. Let's connect through breath. We're gonna revolve the hips a little bit or open them up so that right hip rolls on top of the left hip and start putting more weight into the left hand. Now you can stay like this or create the full half moon by lifting the right arm up toward the sky. Once again, gaze is where you need it to be, really. Could be on the ground, could be sideways, but if you can, you're taking it kind of up towards your top hand. Do your best. Big breath in. Exhale, roll the hands down and step to the top of the mat. Inhaling to Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale to flat back once again. And then exhale, let's step on our hands. Fingers face the heels. Toes are on the wrists if possible. Feet are hips distance apart. Get a little space through the low back and fold. It's an active fold as you lift the shoulders.
All right, release the grip there. Come back onto fingers. But we're going to fold down one more time this way so we can walk the hands over to the left a little bit. Can you smush yourself into your left leg? And then over to the right, smush yourself into the right leg. And then back at neutral, flat. Exhale, this time hands to the hips. Lead with chest to stand up tall. Make your way to neutral, reminded every time of your intention today. Let's keep building on it. Reach the arms, open and up. Exhale, fold it. Inhale, flat. Exhale, step your left foot back. Inhale, the right foot back. Exhale, lower. Could be knees or could be one flat board. Untuck, maybe walk fingers farther back this time to lift for an even higher cobra. Squeeze the seat a bit, point the heels up. And then fold it down. Tuck the toes. Let's move right into downward facing dog. Sending the hips off to the left. This time, if you want to make it side plank, go right ahead. Any version is good. I'm craving this grip of the left wrist. And then looking forward, step the right foot to the top of the mat, stable footing for your high lunge. And same thing, we're just going to interlace low behind and do a little back bending exploration. Stay safe. Don't push it. Unless you want to. Can we make this one smooth transition as we tip up, hop in with the back foot, back heel down, and same thing as before, take a fold, knuckles flying overhead. This time if you want to add on, lift the right set of toes so you're on just that right heel. Set the right set of toes down, come on into flat back, but actually we're gonna pivot right toes in. So you're in this almost wide-legged stance, but it's not that wide. And we're gonna fold again. Knuckles overhead. Come on up to flat. Stay strong in the back and the belly because you're taking left toes in, right toes point to the front, face front, and then launch like we did before to that warrior three type of position. Okay. But this time we're gonna kind of hot potato Anjali Mudra hands. So right hand to heart, left hand to heart. If that didn't work, you can touch down. Let's keep it for a few breaths. Open it to your half moon. If you'd like Chapasana, go for it. Grab hold of that foot, kick back.
Re-extend, roll down again to square hips, and you'll step to the top. Let's join the feet. Bend the knees, and you'll actually catch a little twist to your left. Okay. Hooking the elbow. Heels can lift. Some of you will send the heels down. Take hands to heart. Pulling the knees pretty much across your midline. And I'll invite you into a side crow if you want it. Deeper the twist, the easier this is. Hands to shoulders distance. Send the chest forward. Arms make a shelf. Lift the feet. 5 full breaths. Two more. And step the feet down. Face front again. Straighten the legs. Take a fold. And rise up through the heart. Back at Tadasana, acknowledging this stable moment to greet us in between efforts. Arms go wide again. Reach overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat. Exhale, right foot steps back. Inhale, the left foot back. Exhale to the ground or chaturanga if you want it. Inhaling, upward dog or cobra. You can savor it. And moving into downward facing dog. Send the seat to the right. This time, if you want the side plank, go for it. Any version. I'm feeling like taking hold of my right wrist. And then looking forward, and we'll step to the top. Get your solid footing. Interlace the hands low behind. And work on that heart opening. In one sort of swift transition, coming forward, stepping a little bit forward, ground the heel, fold into that pyramid. But if you want to deepen now, you could lift the left set of toes just beyond the heel. Your choice. Come on up halfway, truly halfway. Left toes point in. Here you are in that wide legs again. Maybe you want to go even wider with your feet this round as you fold forward.
Come on up halfway, right toes in, left toes point to the front, square your body to the front. You're gonna launch into that warrior three kind of shape. We'll hot potato our Anjali Mudra hands, the hands to heart. One hand into the heart center, the other two. Change the weight bearing on your hip by opening the hip, taking it into half moon. You can always rest it if you need to. Or maybe you're taking Chapasana, open up. And re-extend, square yourself down, step the feet together. You can lift the heels as you bend the knees. So you're going to catch this twist to the right, hooking the elbow. So don't skip this twisting part, even though you know where it's going, because this is a shape unto itself, Pashasana. Working on the depth of this twist. Okay, pulling the knees across the midline. If you'd like to explore that side crow pose, here's an opportunity. Lift the feet, 5 full breaths. Go ahead. Set the feet down. Extend the legs. Let's catch a forward fold. Okay, hands to shins, lengthen the back. Exhale, hands to the waist. Heart takes you all the way up to stand. Finding Tadasana. Okay, let's empty out. And then open up, reach to the heavens. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, flat. Exhale, step or leap to lower down. Open the heart, inhaling. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Top the feet around the hands. Sitting all the way down. This will be a little series that gets deeper and deeper, but it's going to start in kind of a Baddha Konasana, but the feet are going to be a little separated. So if you find that you're rolling way back, or this is tough, you know you're tight here in the hips, then get up onto some kind of height, blanket or block. Okay. When you're ready to, though, fold it forward.
and then climb up. After that moment of softening, let's get a current of strengthening. So you'll take the the legs up onto your arms if you can. And we're going to eventually look for Bujapirasana, your shoulder pressure pose, arm balance. So if you know where you're going, go ahead. If you're not sure, I'm going to give you some more cues. So point the hands forward, and it just helps to start rocking forward and back. Rock forward and back. At some point, you find you can actually lift your bum. And if you catch a moment where you lift your bum, you try to cross your toes, your feet. So it's all right if it's not happening for you. And we do the best that we can. Okay, it can also be done maybe from knuckles if you've got some wrist stuff going on. By the way, if you do, let me know that kind of stuff, because then I know how to tailor the classes. Okay, when you're ready for it, you can set it back down. And now we're going to extend the legs open wide, but you'll face the right leg and fold. And be sure to let the left set of lungs move down. Come on up, face your left leg and fold over it. It's almost a twist because that right heart or side of the chest has to fold toward the leg, even more than the left side does, because the left side is easy. Trying to get the right side down. Okay, now let's face forward. So much like before, we're going to introduce an alternating current here of strengthening. And so this time we start the same way, but we're heading in toward Titibhasana. So if you know Titibhasana, go ahead, feel free, get in, experiment, do what you do. If it's newer to you, you're getting your legs as high up as you can get them. Towards the shoulders is better, but anywhere above the elbows will work. Plant the hands in front of your hips, okay, whatever feels natural, and you're rocking forward and back. At a certain point, maybe you're able to lift your bum, and if you can lift your bum, you're trying to straighten your legs. At first, we're just going to straighten them like they're parallel to the ground. It really requires a lifting of the seat and a willingness to send the chest pretty far forward. You could gaze to the floor or to the horizon. Keep extending the legs. It's not easy to do. Stay for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit it all the way down. Extend the legs wide again. And this time we'll fold forward. Don't be shy about getting elevation on the hips if you suspect that might help you. Let's climb back up. Okay, this time, bring yourself back to that kind of Baddha Konasana shape, except that we're gonna make it diamond. So you take your feet farther away from the body, and we're gonna keep the feet separated like we did before. So make sure you're on your sits bones. If not, get onto some elevation like a blanket, and then you'll tip this forward. Take your time. I like to sway left and right to get all the fibers into place. Okay, let's climb up. One of our final our final arm balance for this little series and sequence, which isn't quite done yet. You're gonna take your legs, same idea. This time we're gonna try a Titibhasana, and I'll cue you into a crow. So if that's easy for you, you know where you're headed, go for it. Otherwise, stay with me. I would work on one leg at a time, trying to get your legs even higher than you had them before. It's just gonna make things easier. Put some energy between your legs, like you're squeezing them together. It's gonna give you some anti-gravity. Hands in front, go ahead forward, lift your bum, extend the legs. Now, if you can extend the legs enough, you might be able to lift your seat, curl one leg back, and curl the other leg back. Okay? And try it a few times if you like. If you want, you can move from crow into Titibhasana. One leg at a time or both legs at a time. And then we'll sit it down, and our rest this time is going to be kind of like the seated finale, which is take your feet into a big wide squat, one arm underneath one side, other arm underneath the other side. Trying to smush yourself down and extend the legs as far as they'll go. Do your very best. Could even place a block underneath your forehead. Do what's going to work for you. Some of you are very flexible. Once you get to the bottom of this, you could even interlace your hands behind your low back or lift your heels up off the earth. See how it goes? All right, let's inch our way out of this. I'd love to know how it went for you. Before we wind it down, let's get upside down. So please do feel free to work on what you're working on. I'm going to encourage a handstand if you want it. Kicking up to the wall, taking one foot off, maybe the other, for about 45 seconds or a minute if that's possible. Take your time. When you're ready to release from it, you could lie back, hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze, even roll out the wrists, take the backs of the hands together, point the elbows down, do what your wrists need. Somebody asked me for a wrist-free class that's still, pretty strong vinyasa. I'd love to know if anyone else is needing that too. Let's take a happy baby. Draw the feet together, lift your nose toward your toes. Draw the head back, plant your feet on the ground, grab hold underneath your seat, and let's find a fish position. It's a modified fish. Lift the chest, lift the chin, plant the head. And then lengthen the neck, tuck the tail. You can even interlace hands low behind the skull and lengthen there. All right, do a body scan. What else do you need this practice? I'm definitely going to be taking another back bend, so you could be doing wheel, bridge, camel. Take your pick. Head on in. Give yourself recovery, whatever that might mean. When in doubt, you can sway your knees left and right. And cross the right leg over the left and let the legs fall. Get length in the back. Both shoulder blades heavy. And gaze to the right. Or close the eyes. Can even the lips and jaw be soft? And through center, cross the left leg over the right. You can scoot the hips to the left as the knees fall. Lengthen through your back a little more. And make the left shoulder blade heavy. Head points to the left or face points to the left. We'll close the eyes. Get soft everywhere possible. Even the tongue. and then back to center. Haha. Right, making your way into your final relaxation, totally and utterly deserved. It is this, I was going to say symbolic, but it's also a very real and physical gesture of becoming as void as you can possibly be. But void does not have to have a negative connotation. It is that pure space, the launch pad of creativity is the void I'm talking about. So let's spend some time soaking in it, that we may wake back up more healed, more energized, more ready to create and show love. Allow the breath to expand you. And wake up little by little. Stretching and ultimately climbing up. Let's just put our hands together one last time in acknowledgement of any intention you might have set today to be really like the love in the world. What does that look like? What does it mean for you? So glad you are here, Yogi. Stay in touch. I do read all the comments. And look out for those poll results to see what our summer schedule is going to look like. I can't wait to share it with you very soon. Take care. Have a wonderful night, day, week. Bye-bye.